Welcome to GVSV. Welcome back to GVSV for our second podcast episode. A little bit about BTS, behind the scenes, and our lessons learned from zero to a pretty good product when it comes to React content and recording for YouTube.
I mean, effectively, this is our Heartstopper after action report.
Yes. I mean, so when we started, we were using photography equipment. All right.
Oh my! Well, no,
big
no.
umbrellas.
Let's take a step even further back.
Further back from that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because like when we started, this was a guest bedroom.
Yes. So this was your guest bedroom,
Yeah.
right? Which is now the GVSV headquarters.
Studio 1.
Studio 1. Okay, that we'll talk about in many years. Like, where'd you guys start? Oh, now it's this guest bedroom.
No, but like
quite literally right over here, where the bed was, and your computer was over that way. The bookshelf was over behind you.
it was over here.
Yeah.
And then the entertainment center was against that wall.
Yeah,
because it was next to the bed.
Next to the bed.
It was next to the bed. So now the bed and the entertainment center are behind you. The bookshelf is now in front of the window.
Breaking the fourth wall.
No, the fourth wall's over there.
I'll look at my camera. We can look at that camera too. So I don't know that we understood how much work this would be.
I knew that the video editing was going to be a time sink. I didn't realize how much more I was going to need to learn.
Yeah.
And not just me, but like all of this lighting is thanks to you. No, but seriously.
Yeah,
like,
no. I had to learn about lighting and creating depth and, camera angles and
shadows
cones and all that stuff. And while it looks good, it looks way better than when we started.
Oh my god. Yeah. Our unaired pilot is so brightly lit.
Oh my god.
So brightly lit.
It's nowhere near what we have now.
And the only reason it's unaired is because the cameras stopped recording halfway through and we didn't even know.
We didn't even understand that there was a 30-minute time limit on most DSLRs.
Yeah, a non-camcorder recording equipment has like a time limit on video.
Yeah. So we went ahead and we bought camcorders that were supposedly 4K. that were not 4K. Not 4K at all.
It was 4K as in it was branded 4K and it had the number 4K all over it. The packaging, the camcorder itself, like the listing that we bought it offline, like
it might be 4K if you're like 2 frames per second.
Oh god.
And that's something else we learned about.
Oh,
look, frame rates.
Yes.
And how important that is.
Well, yes, especially for me editing and then having to make sure that all the frame rates match up.
Mm-hmm.
And then having to with 4K also aspect ratio, understanding that all of our videos had to effectively be the same like width and height, otherwise they didn't want to play well in the video editor.
Yeah, and while you're figuring that out, and when we began, it was 5 hours of setup, playing around with lights, and we're like, oh yeah, we'll set up and we'll record a bunch.
I feel like we didn't record anything for the first few weeks.
No,
because we every time we would get together, we would just like start over.
Yep.
And it was like, okay, this needs to be moved. This needs to be fixed. This needs to be lit differently.
And then we would look at the video and we were like, nope.
I'm thinking, no. I'm thinking about the LED strip lighting in the bookshelf and how much of a pain that was. And then how half of them stopped working because I moved the bookshelf.
and put a little little section of you doing that, so they can see that.
Oh no! We've got
So much BTS
behind the scenes. Yeah.
So it was like the accent lights. You know, these are not our first accent lights. These are our first accent lights. Then we went to something we thought was going to be better. We didn't like it as much.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
these were just so, like, these are on almost the lowest setting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the other ones, it is what it is. You know, I know that there's better ones out there, but these are doing the job.
yeah.
These are doing the job. So the lighting was a lot of work. All right. And then we're putting all this time and energy into lighting, the investment into lights, because we do have some good lights.
Yes.
Like our fill lights and our key light. They're really good pieces of equipment.
I remember when we went to the store and, like, you saw the one key light and you were like, yeah, we can get that. But there's also these fill lights that are like really, really good. And
Yeah.
I didn't even let you like stop that sentence. I was like, okay, we're getting it.
Yeah, and look, as we go further into different types of production, these fill lights, since they are full spectrum RGB
Yes.
LEDs, I mean, they're going to give us really a big ability to change the absolute look of all the other media stuff we do.
Yeah.
You know, but that was such a huge learning curve with the lighting. And then,
But then
it was a camera. The quality, you know, it was just fucking hard.
you're right, because the 4K cameras that we initially bought, something about those first videos felt blurry.
Yeah, you could never get them clear.
Yeah, and there was no focus adjust. It was just, it was literally just
that's what it is.
yeah. You hit record and like that's it.
So we made a significant investment into new cameras.
Yes.
We got the Nikon Z30s,
Yes.
and then we hit
Oh my God.
another.
Each one of those Nikons costing more than the original 3 combined.
Yes, but I mean the quality.
Oh no. Like despite the fact that these cameras burn through memory, which is another
real 4K. That's another thing we never thought about. But let's go to the cameras before we get to data storage.
Yeah.
All right. This episode is kind of like more of us just kind of bullshitting about how we got to where we are right now, where we're at right now, and the things we didn't think about. All right. So we went to the Nikon Z30s.
Yeah.
All right.
But
then we knew that we could get 2 hours of nonstop 4K record time out of them.
Yes.
But the son of bitches overheat.
which meant we weren't even getting close to 2 hours.
No, we were getting 45 minutes.
No, at first I think we were getting barely half an hour.
You're right. We're getting 20 minutes.
Barely half an hour.
So our Nikons, our Nikon cameras, we have 3 of them.
Yes.
Okay. I have heat sinks on the back of them.
No. Originally it was just fans.
Just fans. But now we get over an hour. We could get
over an hour if we make the temperature in the studio.
That's an entire another thing. Right? So right now the cameras are running with fans on them, all 3 of them, right? And computer heat sinks with a heat transfer film on the back of heat sinks.
Yeah.
All right. And we have to run the studio at 68 degrees or below.
No. We have to run the entire apartment at like 68 or below.
Yeah.
Which means by the time the temperature gets in here, because we'll shut off all of the other vents except for this one right over our head.
Yeah.
And it ends up being an icebox in here just so that we can keep the cameras running.
You know, if you thought we looked like stiff or cold in a couple of episodes of the Heartstopper React, it's because we were freezing.
Well, no. I think some of them I was just tired because early on we were trying.
I'm talking about later on. Later on, we got over the hump of but setting up.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, this camera setup, we pretty much got pieced together by like halfway. No, not even halfway through, but like still, it was like the 3rd or 4th episode into the first season.
Yeah,
and I will say that, not just the video quality, but also, you know, having to record the media,
Yeah.
because that became its own issue. Because originally we're getting everything set up and we're like, how are we going to record the show?
Well, I mean, real quick, go back to the cameras.
Yeah.
You started at roughly 22 minutes of unimpeded record time before they start overheating.
Yeah.
So now we get about an hour 15. We don't get to 2 hours.
No, we haven't gotten to 2 hours, but we're definitely over an hour now.
Yeah.
So I think
For what we're doing right now, not too bad.
not too bad. But there are still occasions where you'll see us, and I like going into a lot of these React videos.
Mm-hmm.
I will try to maybe cue the audience into the fact that, like, hey, we just lost one of the cameras. It's almost a joke at this point where it's like, like, here's an image of like thermal, like our overheating camera. It's like whoever's it was, whether it's mine or yours. I think the worst one is now yours.
Yes.
So Carl is constantly overheating.
Yes. it you would think for the investment it wouldn't happen that way, but like so if anybody thinks about getting the Nikon mirrorless cameras, the key problem is that the sensor is so close to the rear lens.
Yeah.
So that space between it gets superheated.
Mm-hmm.
The fix is to get an adapter for like a classic lens, right? Which does change the focal length a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. But that space becomes bigger.
Which allows the heat to dissipate.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But those classic lenses are not cheap.
Yeah.
So down the road.
Yes.
Down the road. Right now, what we have works.
No,
Works well.
I love these cameras.
Yeah.
I love these cameras. I think that we've
They take great pictures.
yes.
All right. And this is, we're not paid by Nikon. All right. They take great pictures.
We're not paid by anyone.
That's right. Not even YouTube. They take great pictures. The video quality is excellent. They're small. They're light. No complaints whatsoever. I just wish that they would record for the 2 hours without overheating.
Yes.
Because I think sometimes that you and I get fixated on time. Because we're trying, and that disrupts the organic flow of content, does it not?
Yes. Yes.
Because now we're trying to fucking rush. We're at 45 minutes. Wrap it up, boys.
Well,
Wrap it up.
No, but I think we learned that early on because I think you had other prior engagement that you had to go to, and we were looking at the watch, and we were like, "Oh yeah, we've got half an hour. We can we can pump out another." No, that was garbage.
No, and so with the React content, we record like 2 episodes a recording session. So we finish one, right, and then we take off the lenses to let the camera cool down for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, because if we don't,
it will overheat.
The heat, the overheat condition is going to catch up to us sooner than later.
Yeah. So then we have we have the media recorder.
Oh, the media recorder. Yeah. So I don't know, obviously, if you can tell, but we're playing our content through an iPad, which we bought for the show.
Yeah.
And we're effectively just casting it to the TV in the studio, and in between the device and the TV are at least 3 other devices. One to extract the audio so that it we can listen, so we can listen to the show, and then another one which is pretty much recording it, not even in 4K, but 1080p, which then I have to upscale to 4K, which adds like another half hour to my editing time. And then we also have a microphone plugged in to the whole setup
for the time sync.
So that way, whenever we start recording, we can effectively just do this time sync where we know this is the beginning of the episode.
So to explain to folks who don't do this, what the time sync does, it allows Alex in his
post-production
to line up, because it's a countdown and then a clap. All right. and that clap in the audiogram shows up as one line. So we could take in all the audio tracks and just boom, 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 line it up, and we know that they all are synced for audio.
It's not just that one. It's not just the clap, but it's the sequence. Like the countdown and the clap is so visually distinct that half the time I don't even need to listen to it. I can literally just like visually see the sound wave, and then I can just like line it up.
So if you're thinking about getting into this and you're going to do multicam, and yes, I know that people have said, you know what, there's a lot of creators who don't do multicam. They do just fine.
Yeah.
I like the look of multicam.
I know that there are certain occasions where we have recorded where having a second and a third camera has saved our butts.
Yeah.
Like when one of the cameras overheats, then we can lean on the other two.
Yeah.
Like there are certain situations where just having the redundancy built in, and you know, I think it also helps with catching our individual reaction, because there are some times when I'll be doing the edit and I'll be selecting what shot to take, and I'll see that the shot where I can like your camera and your face is a lot more visible than the both camera like straight on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, this needs to be what people see.
And plus the cameras allow us to kind of monitor how each other's doing. Okay.
I know you've told me that.
Well, because I know with Heartstopper, all right, there's a lot of material for you to relate to.
Yeah.
And I know there were times that were super heavy, you know. So there were times where I'm looking, instead of looking at you on camera, I'm looking at your viewfinder.
On my camera.
On your camera to make sure, you know, check in and see how you're doing. You know, so again, it's a good little cheat. So if you think about doing that with a friend, right, and you're going to be reacting to content that is, you know, emotional at times, you want to check in on your bud.
But it completely failed you on season 2, episode 7, and I don't know if that was the fact that I was just like deadlocked staring at the screen and not emoting and just trying to like move past it, but like as soon as you paused, the tears just started.
Well, that is what made me pivot to using the viewfinder.
Oh, okay. So that moment
is what made me pivot to using the viewfinder to check in on you.
Because you were worried.
Yeah. Yeah, because that time
I still haven't edited that video yet. It's gonna tear me up to watch myself. Well,
look, at the same time, if you feel that's something that you,
no.
All right. Okay.
Listen. I signed up for this.
I know.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm with you till the end of the line. That's it.
All right. So but we have React content coming up that's nowhere near as emotional.
Yeah, no. And that's fine. And the thing is, like, I love Heartstopper.
Great.
I'm so glad that I got to watch it with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad that, you know, I've been able to not just share it with you, but also share it with your family.
Yeah.
Like it's been great. And then revisiting the show and seeing season 3 and then actually reading some of the novels for the first time.
Yeah.
My mind is just blown.
Sure.
Because when we do the season 3 Q&A, I have a passage to read to you from Solitaire I laughed out loud on the plane when I read it. No, literally, like I audibly bust out laughing because all of a sudden I was like, how the hell did Carl know? Because something that you have been saying since episode 1 actually takes place within the story. Yeah. But like I sat there and I was like, what the you're gonna find it humorous.
Oh, well, I can't wait. And
you're gonna find it humorous.
That's coming down the pike.
Yes.
Right. So another thing that we're still playing catch up with, data storage.
Oh God.
Data storage.
So,
Alex, What are the size of the memory cards in the cameras right now?
Oh, in the cameras right now, we have 1 terabyte SD cards
Per camera.
per camera, and I want to say they're probably already more than halfway filled because I need to copy off like 2 weeks ago, like
So per React episode, how much data per camera are we pulling?
Okay, so I want to say per React episode, we're probably generating about 300 to 400 gigs, and then because it's like 60 gigs per camera.
Okay, that's
It's
180
it's
for the
180, but then it's the media, which adds like another 20, and then I have to upscale that, and then I have to re-render everything together.
And then you're pulling the audio.
Yeah. So you're right. I at the end of it, each episode is running us like 400 gigs, like 300 to 400 gigs.
So very quickly, one of the other investments we made was on this great gaming PC because it has an incredible processor.
Well, the thing
incredible
is,
GPU.
I knew that none of the laptops that I had were going to be adequate.
No way, yeah.
No way. And I knew that I was going to need a dedicated computer to do video editing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I turned to you and I said, hey, what do I get?
Yeah.
And you said, if you're going to be doing video and you're going to need like, just a lot of processing power, you were like, it's going to be a gaming PC.
Yeah. Yeah. The only other way is go custom. And that's stupid expensive because it's custom.
Yeah. But I think for us starting off, like this was perfect.
But we also upgraded. We maxed out the RAM.
I forgot about that.
We maxed out the RAM.
All
right.
I remember.
And we added another solid state internal drive at 4 terabytes.
The original hard drive was 2 terabytes.
Yeah.
We added
4
terabytes.
That's right.
And the thing is, when each episode is running between 300 to 400 gigs, we filled it up so fast.
Yeah.
And
well the hard drives inside the PC,
yeah,
those are active workflows.
Yeah.
They're not storage anymore.
Yes. And then now, like anytime we're done with an episode, I transfer everything off of it onto an external hard drive, which originally was 4 terabytes.
Which is now...
Actually, I don't think we even use the 4 terabyte anymore. It's sitting right
there. Yeah. But the new external is how big?
20 terabytes.
20 terabytes.
And it was a 20 terabyte disk drive because it was cheaper than trying to find solid state.
For storage, we don't need solid state.
Exactly. Because we're not going to be moving it around. We're not going to be like once it's filled, that's going to go up on a shelf. And we're just going to have to get a new one.
Yeah. At some point, we're going to have to look at
cloud storage.
Yeah, managed storage services
like Dropbox or Amazon
and
AWS.
So again, if you're thinking about getting into this and you're thinking about getting into this at 4K, understand how much data. This is stuff we didn't think about at all.
Yeah.
Did conceptualize.
Like
every episode, half a terabyte.
Every episode at 4K.
Yes. But we're 2024. 4K is kind of a thing.
Yes.
Do you need to go to 4K to start? No. You can start with an iPhone.
Of course. Of course. And I mean, technically, we were practicing with iPhones originally.
Yes.
We were getting a lot of behind the scenes, just us walking, hiking, talking. Like there was just all of this random content that we were recording that just didn't see the light of day. Actually, I think I used some of it in the channel intro.
You did.
But like that's it.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Like
Chris Williamson of Modern Wisdom.
Yeah.
I don't know, for like the first year or two, all iPhone.
Yeah.
It was all iPhone. But we jumped in head first.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And I'm glad because I love the quality of what we're putting out.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. It's something that I'm proud of. Between the lighting, which I'm proud of how far we've come.
Yes.
I'm not satisfied with where it's at. All
with
right.
lighting or
with lighting.
Okay.
Right. So,
what would you change? Do you feel like there's just way too much bleed over back here?
Yeah, it's too much bleed over back here. I don't I don't know if it's a matter of.
Do you feel like the C stands would rectify that?
I don't know. Okay. I don't have that answer. Right. I think that having the fill lights. The problem is having the fill lights above us will create that overshadow.
Yeah.
All right. Then you have to burn them so light to, fill in. All right. Then the problem is right now with the podcast setup, we've reduced the space between us and the ultimate background. All right. So that shadow is lessened because a cone of lights between the hair lights up there, the two fill lights here, the key light here.
Here's the thought.
What's that?
And now we're just like talking shop on camera.
Yeah. See?
I know.
It's off the rails, baby.
Yeah. C-stand, fill lights, cone, more so overhead. But what if we got a second key light?
Well,
and then
that key light
what
is not turned up very high.
I know it's not turned up very high, but I mean second for the purpose of offsetting it behind each other and then pointing it directly at each other instead of pointing it at both of us straight on.
Straight on. That might not be about it. You know where we could do proof positive on that?
How?
Those other accent lights we have.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just do a test run, just proof of concept.
Yeah.
And then we could go get another dedicated key light for that.
Yeah.
Or, key light for that.
Because then the less light would be coming from here.
Yeah. Again, but everything has a give and take, right?
Yeah.
So we do that, we might wash out the corners. Which I like the corners, right? But we can also get those bar lights.
Oh, that's true.
All right, and then just have them do it. We take a look at those.
Yeah.
We also take a look at the tube lights to replace the string lights there.
The LED.
Yeah.
Because half of these turn on and off at random.
Yeah.
Like I was watching an episode that I edited the other day, and I think like I'm gonna have to show it to you, but like at the very end, all of a sudden like the yellow lights just like got brighter right there. And I sat there and I was like, ah.
Yeah. So I mean, look. So it's like a bunch of these initial investments where we went heavy on the stuff that we knew was going to be evergreen, right?
Yes.
The computer, the cameras,
Yes.
the data storage.
Yes.
All right. The lights on this side of the studio, that's where we spent lighting money.
Mm-hmm.
Everything on this side of the studio is like El Cheapo.
You know what? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. And it's because I think it was like we weren't sold on how we felt about the lighting, the position.
yeah.
All right. These we knew we needed.
Yes.
So that was like, okay, we could go on and spend money on that.
Yeah.
Because we knew we needed the fill lights.
Yeah.
We knew we needed the key light. All right. We learned later that we needed hair lights, but hair lights could be really cheap. So then we got cheap lights on top of the bookshelf that you can't see. So, I mean, yeah. So there's a lot of things we need to learn still.
Oh, of course. Of course. And speaking of learning,
Yeah.
My lack of knowledge when it came to video editing.
Oh, I mean,
No. But like
your workflow is like totally changed.
oh, constantly. Like
Yeah.
even in the last few weeks, I've tweaked it
Mm-hmm.
where steps like 3, 4, and 5 have like been flipped. Where I was like, no. It makes more sense for me to like synchronize later than it does for me to like do it beforehand.
We have process documents for
my
everything. we have process documents for absolutely everything.
I literally I sat there and I typed this up, and I was like, do this.
Can you tell two veterans are running a situation? Because we have process documents for fucking everything.
Oh no!
I mean,
and then to keep track of it, so I was also using my whiteboard, because then I was like keeping track of like where we were within the process.
Yeah.
Because it was like, okay, like these are recorded, but then I'm like at this step for this episode.
yeah.
And then for a while there, I was doing a lot of behind the scenes time lapses where I just had this set up next to the computer, and then I was just recording myself like ticking off boxes and being like, okay, I'm on this step.
Yeah, it's incredible how much work. I mean, and people go to college for this shit. All right, and we're flying by the seat of our pants, knee deep in YouTube videos and how-tos.
Well, I mean, I went to college for engineering. Like,
Not the same skill set, my guy.
not the no. But I'm saying, like, I have a bachelor's in nuclear engineering that has zero to do with video editing. Like the technology that like most reactors were built on that I worked on were like finalized in the 1950s.
Dude, yeah, look, my education is human performance,
I know.
right? It's sports nutrition, it's personal training, it's strength,
Self-help.
some psychology,
Yeah.
not studio editing at all, not audio editing.
Well, then let's take a huge step back.
Yeah.
It was either July 11th or July 17th. I was looking at this the other day because you had sent me a text message. And you're like, where are you? And I was like, I'm right here. And then like we went for that walk and we were talking to each other and you made a joke. And I was like, yeah, but like, what if we started a YouTube channel? And like
Off to the races.
everything started from there.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden it was like, what made you say yes?
What made me say yes?
Yeah.
One, I've always wanted. I feel I have something to say.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's value, not to me, like you should listen to me, right? But I think that
I do listen to you.
Yeah, but I think that there's a perspective not being given.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is also, right, they could see our friendship, a true friendship, not like a friendship for the fucking cameras.
Yeah.
Right? Where a gay veteran and a straight veteran
Who've known each other since they were 14.
Yeah. All right. They get the different perspectives.
Yeah.
There's some overlap and there's some very, very
Yeah.
opposite side.
We do not agree on everything.
No.
But the thing is,
Because we're individuals.
But regardless of our differing beliefs, we still respect each other enough to let each other be heard.
And that is so fucking missing.
Yes.
Right. So why I said yes is because I get to do something that I've always wanted to do with somebody that I enjoy spending time with. That, I mean, we're constantly cracking jokes and making each other fucking laugh.
Yeah.
All right. And if there's a crowd of people, then we're making a lot of people fucking laugh.
Yes.
So I was like, all right, let's throw a camera on there. Let's throw some recording equipment up there. Let's do it. If it fails, it fucking fails. But at least we fucking try. How many people thought, oh, I'm going to start. And
I had thought about this like at least a year before I brought it to your attention. And it wasn't even like a fleshed out plan. It was just like a thought in the back of my head where I was like, you know what? That would be cool.
That'd be fun.
I would love to have an excuse to just hang out and, I mean, honestly, make you watch gay shit. And the thing is, like, I used to make you, I mean, like, once, like when we were kids back in high school. Like, I remember, like, making you watch, like, a movie with me because I don't know. I think the actor Hugh Grant came up in conversation. And I was like, he wasn't a gay movie. And I was like, no, he wasn't. And I was like, watch this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look. So, Heartstopper, watched it. Cute show.
Yeah.
All right. And it's still, again, not something I would normally consume.
No.
It's just, I don't consume entertainment that way.
I understand. But
you got me to watch gay shit for months.
Not once.
For months. And there's more gay shit. let me tell you, dude. The audience got a side of me that is very much usually reserved for the people who are closest to me.
Yes. And I will say that, like, it is obvious from the first episode to the last episode how much more comfortable you felt to allow the audience to see that.
Well, it wasn't comfortable, right? But I felt it was valuable,
Mm-hmm.
all right? And I felt if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
All right? And like the first 2-3 episodes, I'm fucking just walking on eggshells. Why? I'm not a bad dude. Fuck, who cares? All right. And so every episode after that is, who cares? Who cares what people fucking opinions they have? It took a lot of self-care before and after, because I do not live in that space.
Yeah.
And hours on a weekend in that space is just
out of your comfort zone.
Way out of my comfort zone.
I know. And the thing is, like, I hope you understand that I greatly appreciate.
Oh, of course, dude. I wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it if I didn't think you appreciate it.
Yeah.
If I thought it was let's look at this straight guy be uncomfortable. No, then I wouldn't do it, because I'm not for that.
And the thing is that, like, I wanted to genuinely share with you things that I love.
Yeah.
That's where this all comes from. Is like I genuinely like this a lot, and I want you to see why I like this.
No, and I see why you like it. And what's so important, all right, and the thing that really got the yes from me is that you wanted to create content that you'd consume.
Yeah.
That means you'd be passionate about the project. That means you enjoy the project. You know, it wouldn't be work.
No.
There's work involved.
No. But I'm saying, like, from day one, I knew that the content that we were creating was effectively, if we weren't creating this content, would be what I would be consuming in my spare time.
like there is all the content we're going to be creating, right, is not something I'd watch.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine, because it gets me to explore different things.
Yeah.
Like, I watch YouTube for podcasts. Well, okay, let me take that back then.
Yeah.
Because I watch podcasts while I'm working.
And that's the flip side of this entire equation, is that I seldom, if ever, watch podcasts. Like,
it just doesn't, doesn't appeal to you at all?
I guess it just feels like an interview. I guess from what I have observed, or what is available to me, for the most part, it feels no different than watching, like, a late night talk show host talk to his guest.
It can be,
and
it can be. And look, like Lex Friedman's very interview-ish.
Yeah.
All right. Tim Ferriss, also very interview-ish. All right. But then, again, the Marine in me coming out. Like Jocko's podcast, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Right. And the people here he's interviewing are war fighters, MMA people. He interviewed his daughter recently. World leaders.
Yeah.
And shit like that. Super interesting. Dude's fun.
I've no doubt.
Right. The Unsubscribed podcast we were talking about before we started recording. Those guys, fucking hilarious.
Exactly. And the thing is that, like, I want, and let's talk about schedule. Our original schedule, our initial day one launch schedule,
which was revised so many times because reality is different.
No, not just that, but, like, we threw it out after the first week.
Yeah.
Because our original plan was we were going to do podcasts on Tuesdays, and we were going to do React content on Fridays.
Yeah, that's right.
And we were effectively only going to do season 1 of Heartstopper for the month of September. Like, so we were going to do 2 episodes per Friday. So it was like 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. And, like, that was it. We were just dedicating.
And that blew the fuck up.
Well, our very first React episode got away from us. And all of a sudden, our second React episode, I had issues with the editing where, here's another issue, copyright. Half of the episode got copyright claimed, and in a split-second decision, I let YouTube just pull out all of episode 4. So then what was left up in that episode was not the original intended episode.
Yeah.
And it just fell flat. And I sat there and I was like, you know what? Like, we had committed to a schedule, and I thought to myself, I was like, well, we're just going to have to push forward and let go. And now we're at this point where I'm like, we turned around after that second week and you were like, you know what? Let's do all the Heartstopper.
Well, it gained such traction.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought that we wouldn't start getting any real looks
Yeah.
until next year.
Yeah.
Until 2025.
Yeah.
And here we are. I haven't looked at episode 1 in a while, but last time I looked, it was
21,000.
21,000
21,000
views.
Yeah.
All right. That's not viral, but
No, but it was a lot more than I expected for our second video on the channel.
yeah, like we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We still don't know what the fuck we're doing.
No, that was our second video on the channel. And
We still don't know what the fuck we're doing.
our first video, which is just us talking about why we joined the military,
Yeah.
has 200 views.
Yeah, and
No, which is fine.
yeah.
But like our second video on the channel, 21,000. And we sat there and we were like, damn it. Like,
And each episode of that React content on Heartstopper averages what 2,500 views. Roughly.
yeah. No, like for like it's been great.
Absolutely, it's been great.
Yeah.
It's also like we're at 800 plus subscribers in 2.5
2
3
months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we hit 800 in under 2 months.
Did not expect
No.
that type of growth.
No, this was not something I was expecting for like months.
And I think that is also what pushed
Us.
the investment.
Well, just us in general.
Yeah.
Just us.
Yeah, like okay, we can do this. And not that we could do this. A lot of the feedback through these various episodes were that people came because of the title,
Yeah.
and they stayed because of our friendship,
Yes.
and they were enjoying our banter and getting to know about us. I was like, okay, well, now it's not just like this incredible IP, this incredible TV show, Heartstopper, the incredible story behind those two boys and their larger friend group and their families.
Yeah.
It's supposedly a fucking season 4 coming.
Listen, you still haven't shared with me these articles.
I know I'm horrible, but I did share Last of Us though. I was like, okay, well, people kind of dig us, not just the show we're reacting to.
But the thing is that like I said, I at the end of the day wanted to create content that I knew I would want to watch myself, and that has been my guiding light since day one.
And I think so long as we stay to that,
Yeah.
we're going to be just fine. And I guess some of what lessons learned around that for folks who are thinking about doing this, and we're in no means successful. We're going to be. We're not there yet. Is record what you would watch.
Yes.
Record what you're into.
Exactly.
Because then you don't have to fucking fake it. You could just be you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
the one like I can still picture in my head when we watched the trailer for season 3, and then all of a sudden I saw Nick in the shower, and I was like, oh my god, that's the I love you scene from the book. Like like I sat there, I was like he's gonna fucking fall on his face. Oh, there he goes.
But it's not just enjoying the content, and fortunately, you and I have enough overlap in interests
Yes.
where we're not going to run out of material anytime soon.
Overlap, but also enough non-overlap.
Oh, that's true too.
Because I feel like
But
there's a lot of things that I am going to introduce you to, and a lot of things that you're going to introduce me to that on our own we would never.
Yeah, but the fact that there is so much overlap
Yeah.
allows us to go color outside the lines,
Yeah.
as we saw with Heartstopper. So I would say to anybody who wants to get into the YouTube thing or the content creation thing or the React thing, color outside the lines,
Yeah.
all right? But make sure your core is something that you would watch.
Yeah.
If you would watch it and you would enjoy it, you have an audience for it.
Oh, and here's the other thing.
And then listen to your audience.
Yes, definitely, because I feel like our friendship does carry through to the audience.
That's very evident with the comments we're getting.
Yeah. And the thing is that like I was, if it wasn't with you, there is no one else that I could have done this with.
Dude,
because
like, I would not sit. I'm going to say this right now. I would not sit or even start watching Heartstopper.
Yes.
If it wasn't you. My wife asked me, I'm like, no, I'm not watching that. not.
But the thing is that, like, even if I tried to just, like, replace you with someone else.
Well, there's a chemistry thing there, too, right? That friendship comes through.
Yes, because the thing is, like, even, like, I was thinking about this last night. We were working on setup for the lights, and I sat there and I don't know where it came out of. I just sat there and I just looked at you and I was like, Aziz, light, and I didn't have to say anything else, but you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Great movie.
You just, like, and that's it. Like, 30 years of being friends and having that overlap, and having, you know, just a lot of, you know, just a lot of built-in experience with each other.
Yeah.
I still remember going to the theaters with you to see that.
I mean, it's like a iconic film.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
I love that film.
What type of content would that be, though? Because how do you react to The Fifth Element? You've seen it a dozen fucking times.
I have it on DVD.
But what I'm saying is, how do you create content around iconic films that you love?
I know.
I mean, people watch React content for people who have not seen it. They
Exactly.
get that organic,
like,
holy shit moment out of people or emotion out of people.
I can still, and here's the thing though, like, it was effectively my own React content, because I can joy or trauma. I can still picture in my mind us sitting there in the theaters and watching that movie.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, Lilo Dallas comes on the screen, and I can, to this day, I can still hear you say, "Oh, stupid bandages."
Yeah. Stupid bandages is correct.
Like, and here we are.
I still have that same thought every time I watch that movie. God damn those bandages.
Like, we were like, what, 15, 16-year-old boys? Yeah. Like, to this day, I still, like, sitting next to you, hearing you say that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What else have we learned doing this that we didn't know when we started? It's wild. It's like 2.5 months later.
Oh, my God.
Right? It's
not even more so, because it was halfway through July when we started.
Yes, when we started workshopping stuff.
When we initially talked about it.
Yeah.
It was halfway through July.
All right. So
it took us a month and a half before we put up our first episode.
Yeah.
And then at that point, we have tried very diligently to have a schedule.
Yeah.
And I have definitely, I don't want to say overextended myself, but overcommitted myself multiple times where I was like, you know what? If we want to get all of these episodes out before season 3 comes out, that means I have to put out an episode every day. Let's go.
Yeah.
And that was 7 episodes a week was unrealistic.
Not unrealistic for people who have jobs.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yes.
Like if we were just rich dudes just hanging the fuck out all day, or we had a production team.
Exactly.
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
Like you and I could sit here all day and just bullshit. And, okay, production team, go make episode out.
No, yeah, no. I obviously.
Yeah.
No, now you're looking at the clock.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Because we're going off the rails.
Yeah.
No, but to put a bow on this, we learned a lot. I mean, you know, it's something that we wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's something that we invested time and money into.
Yeah.
Actually, I need to pull the rest of my receipts off Amazon, and I'm gonna need your Nikon Z30 receipt for the one that you bought.
Okay, I have that.
I know. I want to keep them all together.
Okay. Came in an accounting episode.
I know. I was doing this the other day while I was at work. I was like, oh shit, I need to like pull all these receipts off Amazon.
Okay. So we've learned that nothing is as easy as it seems. But so long as you're doing something that you enjoy.
With someone that you enjoy.
Yeah. Well, of course.
No. But I
think as a general blanket statement,
yeah.
like, because a lot of creators are solo, right?
Yeah.
I think doing it with the second person is way easier. because now you can have that back and forth banter.
Well, you have the same thing in comic books, because anytime you have a solo character, you're bombarded with word balloons, not word balloons, but like thought bubbles.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that like there's no one that they can bounce off of. But like as soon as you put other characters with them, then it's like, okay, now we have conversation. Now we have banter. Now we have.
Yeah. So lesson learned there is be passionate about what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Enjoy the content you're creating. Be at least a quasi-consumer of the content.
Yeah. Because
I think that because, once you start doing it and you get an audience reaction, you're rightly going to want the audience to have some say. Not so much say it takes you away from your core.
Yeah.
All right. Because there's some very critical people.
And the thing is that, like, I think we are going to try to work that into our upcoming schedule, because we talked about this morning. Like, for the rest of this year, we've already got our schedule for content just mapped out.
Yeah.
But then come January, we want to mix things up a little bit. And rather than pick a new series, we're effectively going to pick like a pilot episode for 5 different series.
So what I'd like to do is cap this off with that.
Yeah.
And then I think that's a short.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So for the rest of this year, we still got Heartstopper that's being produced and released. All right.
Yes.
We have podcast like this Lessons Learned podcast.
We have our Heartstopper Q&As.
Heartstopper Q&As.
Which will come out towards the end of December.
And this novel idea we're calling Off the Rails. All right. Because there's a lot of times we have the cameras on and we don't get to the episode.
There was an entire 40 minutes that we were, at least 40 minutes plus, that we recorded where we were getting ready to start an episode and we just bantered.
Yeah. But I think people would dig that.
No. I'm gonna edit it later today and see what comes out of it.
Yeah. Even if it's a 15-minute hitter, No,
I know. But I think I'm gonna put it together and I'm going to I'll upload it privately and I'll let you take a look at it.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so we have 2 pieces of React content coming out in December.
Yes, we're gonna do Top Gun for the first half of December on
and
Fridays.
Then the world's best Christmas movie.
A Christmas Carol.
No.
Mickey Mouse version.
Die Hard. That's right. You've not seen Die Hard.
I've not seen Die Hard.
And it's the world's best Christmas movie. Come at me.
Here's the thing.
Fight you.
So, like, I've never seen Die Hard, but I feel like Die Hard is such a part of popular culture.
It is.
That, like, okay.
There's going to be such an argument in the comments.
Of whether or not it's a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Between every parody that I've seen of it, because, like, Rick and Morty did a parody of it. Marvel's What If did a parody of it. Like, I've seen so many different versions of Die Hard, but not the original Die Hard.
And we shall do that. All right. And then in January, we're going to, again, call on the audience, as we have the entire time, to give their feedback. And based on their feedback, we'll dictate direction. We're going to do a React episode of 5 different IPs.
So every Friday in January is going to be a different React episode for a different series. And from there, we're effectively going to allow the audience to decide through view count.
I would say through view count and comments.
Okay.
All right. Really, because view counts, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
But
so engagement.
Real engagement.
So through engagement, we will then decide which series we actually finish.
Go through.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to tell people what they are?
I mean, off the top of my head,
we got Stranger Things.
We've got Stranger Things.
We have Last of Us.
Last of Us.
We have Dune.
Dune.
we have
Arcane. Yeah.
and Below Decks.
And Star Trek's Below Decks.
And Below Decks.
Yeah.
Which I think any of them is going to be a good time.
Yeah. All of which I think one, if not both of us, have not seen.
Yeah.
So,
there's some in there that neither one of us has seen, and then,
the rest of them I've seen.
like I said, though, you can go to either of those pieces of IP,
yeah,
and you're going to get a react because at least one of us haven't seen.
No,
those
yeah.
And then our current audience, our friends, have been asking for this since day one, and I'm so excited to tell them.
MREs?
No. Red, White, and Royal Blues coming in February.
Oh, that's right. So
in time for
Valentine's Day.
Aww.
Yes. So
heart emojis, heart emojis, heart emojis, heart.
Oh no! Do I have to animate this?
No.
Now I'm gonna try.
No, you can try.
No, I can try. No, yeah, the emojis are easy. So effectively, our plan is February 7th, February 14th are going to be Red, White, and Royal Blue split in half, part 1, part 2.
Awesome.
I think the other reason that we are taking 2-hour movies and splitting them in half is because our camera record time is an hour-ish, and we don't want to. We know that it's effectively going to overheat if we try.
I mean, asking people to watch a 45-minute YouTube video is a big ask.
A lot of our React videos have been pushing an hour.
All right. Well,
they have.
Fuck me. All right. So, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Lessons learned.
Heartstopper After Action Report.
Heartstopper After Action Report.
That's what I'm titling this.
It's do what you love with the people you love.
Yes.
All right. Invest in your equipment intelligently.
Yes.
Prioritize processing and recording. All right.
Yeah.
And if you had to process either, I would say
record it. Like standardize it, because
super duper. Get a process document going. Standardize it. Revise it as you learn.
Yeah, because honestly, at the very beginning, I was just having to remind myself, oh, how did I do this last time? And once I wrote it all down, I rely on it constantly. And the thing is, the reason that I keep revising it is because I keep realizing, oh wait, no. I need to keep keep track of this.
So here we are, man. 2.5 months in.
2.5 months in. Thank you for joining us. If you guys could help us do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe.
Tell your friends and your families. The boys at GVSV are having a good time. We're going to do a lot of fun things coming up. About some of the shows we're going to watch.
Yeah.
Video game content's coming. We're both gamers.
I think we might be able to sneak some of the gaming in there if it's related to any of the episodes that we're doing.
Yeah. All right. So I recently, not recently, but when we first started talking about The Last of Us, I stopped playing it. I only
because you've never played
no. Yeah, no. So
I've never played most games.
So we'll get to that. So we'll see you soon.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.